a very controversial wrestler. He is known as the Hackman Bobby Jaggers, one half of the Kansas City Jayhawks, a very dangerous man.
That's right. You know, Hugo Savinovich, you're known very well all around the world as one of the greatest announcers around the world, but I'm known around the world as one of the greatest wrestlers around the world.
Well, fans, and we have a treat for you. You're going to witness what is considered to be the hottest professional wrestling around the world here in Puerto Rico. So let's take you immediately to the first match, Bobby.
That's right. You know, Hugo Savinovich, without a doubt, the toughest people, the toughest standards are right in Puerto Rico. And ladies and gentlemen, we're bringing it right to your home.
Okay, fans, here we go. First match, superstar Billy Graham against big Elijah Akeem.
That's right, Elijah King, 400 pounds, 6'5", one half of the Zambari Express. And look at Billy Graham, 23-inch arms, baby, the biggest in professional wrestling.
Superstar Billy Graham obviously going right for the leg of Elijah King. They have had some previous confrontations, and this is the battle to settle all the scores. And you know, Bobby, the fans really love superstar Billy Graham. Doesn't matter where he goes.
That's right. You know, Billy Graham, ex-world heavyweight champion. But Elijah Akeem is one half of the Zambui Express, which is probably the biggest professional wrestling team in the world today, weight-wise.
Well, I'm surprised you're talking highly here about Billy Graham, because I know you have had your differences in the past.
That's right. Billy Graham and I have had our differences in the past, but I'll tell you one thing. When you see two great athletes like this, with a packed house like this in Puerto Rico, you've got to respect them both, baby. You know it's going to be good competition and a good wrestling match.
The referee of this match is Mr. Ricky Vargas. All these matches sanctioned by the World Wrestling Council. Elijah King in trouble as superstar has connected some tremendous blows, and we are watching perhaps two of the biggest men in professional wrestling.
That's right, but you got to remember one thing. Elijah Queen has definitely got Billy Graham outweighed by a big amount. So Billy Graham's got to keep that man down and keep that weight off him. Now, that's not a scientific wrestler right there, Hugo Savinovich. That is a man out in the street choking a man down.
He is from Arizona, and he is an expert in survival, and that's what he's doing against Elijah King. And having been a witness of their previous confrontations, I am not surprised of the way superstar is carrying this attack on Elijah King, because everybody knows that Elijah King will do anything to hurt his opponent. That's
right. You got to remember one thing too, Savinovich. Billy Graham is from a wrestling family. Crazy Luke, Big Eddie Graham, and all the Graham brothers were all great wrestlers, and he comes from a wrestling family, so he knows when the chips are down, you've got to resort to survival of the fittest.
Ricky Vargas, the referee, right on top of the action, as superstar continues to punish big Elijah King.
Well, here comes that big 23-inch arm. He's going to put it down right on the back of his head right there. Elijah Akeem has got to mount an offensive here instead of trying to be on the defensive. He's got to get up off that mat. He's got to take some of that 400 pounds and put it on Billy Graham. Look at Billy Graham standing on the man's chest, choking him against that bottom rope.
Did you see the size on those boots, Bobby?
That's right. Look at Billy Graham. Billy Graham, you can tell, is an ex-bodybuilder, but before that, he's a professional wrestler, and he's very agile, as you can tell.
What an outstanding career, superstar Billy Graham, one of the premier athletes in professional wrestling. Wow, easily he just picked up a 400-pound big man like Elijah King.
By his ankles, Hugo Savinovich, by his ankle. That's a strong man right there.
Elijah King, wow, low blow, low blow. I don't think that there's a place for this kind of actions in professional wrestling.
Well, Hugo Savinovich, there's no place for a man getting down there choking a man in professional wrestling or coming in the ring with a big flagstaff and breaking it in half as a weapon. So I'll tell you what, that's just fighting fire with fire. And I think the tide of the battle is turned right now.
Elijah King, now the aggressor, choking on superstar Billy Graham. Tremendous punch by Elijah King on Graham.
To a lot of people, Elijah King doesn't look like he's throwing that punch very fast or very hard. But you got to remember, there's 400 pounds behind that punch, Hugo Savinovich, and that's definitely take the wind out of anybody's sail. That's a little bit of a karate thrust right there.
Which I believe is prohibited in professional wrestling. I think the referee has been intimidated by big Elijah King. He's got his shares of disqualification already, and he has hurt a lot of referees in the past.
That's right, and also he saw Billy Graham come out with a foreign object right off the bat. He saw Billy Graham choke the man. He's just letting the score get even here. Now here's tremendous headbutts into the chest area of Billy Graham.
And we're happy, all your fans throughout the United States, Canada, Japan, that have bought this video cassette are with us here in the Superstars of Capital Sports Promotions, Volume 2, a production of Fast Eddie, EG Productions, as Elijah King throws Superstar to the turnbuckle. Wow!
And there's a lot of weight right there going against yourself. Billy Graham going for a patented bear hug. This is Billy Graham's pick maneuver, the bear hug, and Elijah Queen might be right in some trouble right here.
And you know when he uses those pythons, those gigantic biceps, to add even more pressure into that bear hug, we see a big man like Elijah King suffering at the power of Superstar Billy Graham.
That's right. You notice the referee's right there, Hugo Savinovich. He's right there just waiting for the pin or waiting for the man to submit. Now, Billy Graham tried to put him on his back and pin him, and as you can tell, they're both in the ropes, which the hold should be broken right now.
Well, Elijah King obviously trying to escape from the ring, but one strong Superstar Billy Graham, he's not allowing Elijah King to escape. He's holding on.
He held on to that man, that 400-pound man, as they rolled out of the ring. They're standing on the outside of the ring. Now, as you know, there's a 20 count outside that ring to get back in. Billy Graham is squeezing the wind out of that big man.
Like a living snake, the pythons are squeezing all the body of Elijah King. That's a big man screaming for help right here.
That's right. He just raked the ice to break the bear hug right there. He's trying to do some damage of his own on the outside of the ring, but he better remember he's only got a 20-second count out there.
Wow, head first into that metal case. The fans love it, as we are already into some deep trouble, because now is when Superstar is more dangerous. The bell has rung already, Bobby. Obviously a double disqualification count out outside the ring, and now that strong cable as Superstar is riding Elijah King.
That's right. The referee has even come outside the ring and trying to break these two men up. And as you can tell, Billy Graham's trying to definitely do some sadistic trouble, this man. He's trying to put this man right out of Puerto Rico and right out of wrestling right now.
The World Wrestling Council is known for the tremendous feuds in professional wrestling, and this is one of them. Elijah King and Superstar Billy Graham has gone to another tough encounter. No decision. Both men have been counted out.
There's a metal bar right there. Look at that, Hugo Savinovich. A metal flag post he's got around the man's neck now. Look at this. Now there is no room for that in professional wrestling, and Billy Graham is a better wrestler than that.
I don't think, Bobby, these two men went in the ring to get a victory. I just think they went at it to hurt each other.
I think they went at it just to try to end some scores they had to settle, and I don't think it's over with yet.
Outside, referee has no control over this. Two gigantic athletes, and now Elijah King taking control of that metal bar.
That's right. He's definitely got it on Billy Graham's throat. He's cutting off the there you go. Billy Graham just got out of it. Give him a low blow, and Billy Graham is going to try to get off to the dressing room. I'm sure he doesn't want no more of Elijah King.
Well, he's got the metal bar. He is chasing after Elijah King, who looks for safety in the dressing room.
That's right, Hugo Savinovich. That right there.
And here it is, Superstar Billy Graham. We'll go immediately to our second match. Okay, fans, here we go. We are at the TV Arena in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Stan the Lariat Hansen against Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. Bobby, your comments on these two great wrestlers?
Well, Mr. Tony Atlas right there, Mr. USA, won many, many bodybuilding titles, including Mr. USA in the United States. One half of the World Tag Team Champions. Stan the Lariat Hansen, his reputation speaks for itself. Ex-NWA World Champion, which he renounced, and he's down in Puerto Rico now trying to settle a score with the Black Superman, Tony Atlas.
Tony Atlas in this tremendous battle against Stan the Lariat Hansen, head first against the turnbuckle.
You know, we just seen one of the strongest men in the world in Superstar Billy Graham, and now you're looking at one of the best built and strong men in the world, Mr. Tony Atlas. I'll tell you something. I saw Tony Atlas one time bench press in a professional wrestling ring, 602 pounds.
And he's known as the Black Superman of professional wrestling. And Stan the Lariat Hansen, he's one of the top stars in the Orient, especially in Japan, where he has become one of the great traditions in professional wrestling. He's there almost every year, almost all year round in Japan.
That's right, the bad man out of Borger, Texas, Stan the Lariat Hansen. And I'll guarantee you one thing, he didn't get that nickname, the bad man from Borger, by being a good boy. He'll out there and he's just going to take Tony Atlas to the limit and just see how strong Superman is.
Atlas in trouble as the Lariat Hansen attempted to hit him against the ring post. He blocks it. Look out. Wow, shoulder first into the turnbuckle. To all English-speaking fans, you're listening to the original soundtrack as these matches, these programs have been seen throughout South America and Central America.
That's right. You know what's finish right there. Tony Atlas is a strong man. Stan Hansen's a cagey man. He's got to take that strength away from Tony Atlas. He's got to find some way to get that man down, hurt him a little bit, put him in a little pain, excruciating punishment, and then try to take advantage of it. There you see Stan Hansen throwing the man back in the ring because the wrestling ring is the only place you can win a match, right there inside those ropes.
Atlas has to look out for that clothesline that Stan the Lariat calls the Lariat, which he impacts his wrestlers. Many people have claimed many times that he uses on that elbow protector. He uses a foreign object when he puts that clothesline into use.
Well, you know something, Hugo Savinovich? That's the same wrestling hold I use, only I call it the hangman. He calls it the lariat. Stan Hansen uses his left hand. I use my right. We both have pads.
Do you use a foreign object, Bob?
Never use a foreign object in it, and I've never seen Stan Hansen put a foreign object in it. You're talking about an ex-world champion right here. Now look at the strength. Stan Hansen putting that 300 pounds right there on Tony Atlas and pulling that bottom rope up and definitely choking the oxygen out of the man. And if you want to take some strength away, some muscles, get the oxygen away from him.
Tony Atlas in trouble and Stan the Lariat Hansen throws him to the ropes. There's that elbow right around the chest area.
That's right, Hugo Savinovich. Like Stan, there he's pulling down that knee pad. He's going to drop that big knee right on the side of the head there.
And he got hurt.
That's right. Tony Atlas has got a hard head. Stan Hansen's got to remember that. That head's just as dangerous as those muscles that Tony Atlas has.
And Atlas looking for Hansen, and he's got him within range.
That's right. He's going to go back. He's going to go right down that leg where you already hurt. Now he just headbutted again, right on the knee, right on the knee.
And the fans love it here at the TV Arena in San Juan, Puerto Rico. This is Hugo Savinovich and Hankman Baby Jaggers bringing you the actions of the superstars of Capital Sports Promotions Volume 2. And nobody brings hotter action than the World Wrestling Council.
That's right. You know, Stan Hansen was a great football player at West Texas State University, which, by the way, has put out some of the greatest wrestlers in professional wrestling. Both Funk Brothers, Blackjack Mulligan, Dusty Rhodes, Manny Fernandez, just to name a few, Barry Windham, Kelly Kaninsky, Gene Kaninsky, all those old boys used to go out there to West Texas State. So you know, not only a good football program, but a good wrestling program also.
Well, what about Tony Atlas? Before turning pro, not only was he a great bodybuilder, but also a great amateur wrestling, competing in college, and he was a champion in many different big tournaments.
That's right, University of North Carolina. And I'll tell you something right now, Tony Atlas, you can tell that man has spent some time in the gym, but we're going to see just how much flexibility he's got right now, because the big man from Booger, Texas is going to take it to him. 300 pounds right on the back of your neck, Hugo Savinovich.
Stan Hansen goes for the pinfall, 2 seconds. Atlas kicks out. Two big men in the ring right now.
He barely kicked out of that. That's right. There are two big men in there. Tony Atlas is weighing about 260, 270, being that cut up. Oh, here comes a big headbutt, Hugo Savinovich. Got him groggy. Got him groggy.
Lights out. I think now Atlas should go for the cover here. I think he's wasting some precious time here because Hansen doesn't know where he is right now.
That's right. You have a big man like Stan Hansen down. You want to take him down. You don't want to throw him outside that ring. Like I said before, you can't beat nobody on that concrete floor. You got to get a decisive pin right in the middle of the ring.
Okay, both men outside the ring. Referee has had a rough time trying to control these two gladiators, and now Hansen using
the bull rope. He's got the bull rope around his neck, Hugo Savinovich. He's choking the oxygen right out of that man. That's how you take the man and beat him. If the man throws you outside the ring, then you go out there and you just grab a bull rope and you do something and you hurt him back.
Do you agree with that, Bobby?
I agree with that 100% because this sport, either you win or lose.
Wait a minute. Referee got pushed here by Stan Hansen. The bell rings, and I think that Stan Hansen has been disqualified here.
Watch the chair. He's going to bust him with that chair. Oh, no. He missed him. Right there, there's Tony Atlas taking his own bull rope, putting it around his neck, and choking him. Hugo Savinovich, he's choking the man right into the people here in Puerto Rico.
Referee has disqualified Stan the Lariat Hansen, but things have really gotten out of hand here. Referee Ricky Vargas not in control of this match, even though it's over, and Stan Hansen loses by disqualification. He's leaving to the dressing rooms. Tony Atlas, the winner by DQ. Referee Ricky Vargas trying to control the Black Superman. There is your winner, Black Superman, Tony Atlas. Let's take you immediately to our next match. Okay, wrestling fans, here we go. This is a lumberjack match between Canada's strongman, Jos LeDuc, against a man from Poland, the Mighty Igor. This match is for the North American Heavyweight Championship. Referee Ricky Vargas and the wrestlers are surrounding the ring.
That's right. You take a look there, Hugo Savinovich. Jos LeDuc, one of the biggest and baddest lumberjacks ever to come out of Canada. And you got Mighty Igor there. And that's really something to be proud of, to be a Polak, right?
Well, I don't think you should be making fun of that, Bobby. I think we should just judge these two wrestlers for what they have achieved in professional wrestling. And talking about the strength on these both men, they have been famous throughout the world, Bobby, because they have done so many tests of strength, including cars. They have done so many incredible feats of strength around the world.
That's right, having cinders broke over their heads. They've had people pull a rope that's been tied around their neck. They pulled buses, they pulled trains.
I saw Jos LeDuc do that.
That's right. There's some great wrestlers around that ring, too. There's Miguelito Perez, Cheeky Star, Eric Embry. I noticed the rock and roll RPMs. There's some great wrestlers from all over the world around that ring as lumberjacks, and they're very capable lumberjacks.
Also the super medic there outside the ring.
Explain to the people here the process of a lumberjack match here, Hugo Savinovich. If the man goes out of the ring, all those wrestlers, ladies and gentlemen, throw him back in the ring. In other words, there's no escape from this match. There's got to be a winner.
And right now, Jos LeDuc was trying to look for a way out to escape, and all the wrestlers are bringing them back into the ring. As we noticed, Eric Embry was not really right on top of the action there.
Well, you know something, you always got to have your friends around to help you out a little bit, you know. There's that super medic, there's the rock and roll RPMs, there's Miguelito Perez, and they're just they're roughing that man up. They're supposed to just throw him back in, but as you can see, they're roughing him up a little bit.
Bobby, that they're roughing him up because they're just trying to bring him back into the ring, and obviously the man is trying to escape.
Oh, there's Dory Funk Jr. That's what I told you. There's some great wrestlers around that ring right there, brother.
Well, Dory Funk was just trying to keep the wrestlers away from Jos LeDuc.
Well, yeah, he got roughed up on the other side of the ring by the rock and roll RPM and by Miguelito Perez, the super medic. You know, that's not too fair, is it?
Okay, here we see Igor as he's controlling this match for the North American Heavyweight Championship. Igor with a headbutt. He loves it. The fans love it. And LeDuc goes on the outside. And I think Jos LeDuc is already bleeding now.
I don't think so. I think he just headbutted him with that headbutt, Hugo Savinovich, and he hit him on the side of the head. He didn't hit him on the lobar front. Now you take a look at all these guys that are throwing the man back in the ring here. This is ridiculous to me.
That's what Dory Funk did. Dory Funk went to the timekeeper's table. He got the metal thing they used to ring the bell with, and now LeDuc has just used that. He's the man that gave it to him.
Dory Funk Jr. wouldn't do that kind of thing. There's a man, NWA world champion, longest reign in history of the NWA, probably one of the greatest wrestlers of the greatest wrestling family in the world. Dory Funk Jr., who is a very personal friend of mine, would not do something like that.
Well, he did that, and now Jos LeDuc, he's got that metal object. Look at that. Oh.
He's digging it into his forehead there, Hugo Savinovich, and it looks to me like the Mighty Igor has got blood etched all over the front of his face.
Jos LeDuc has opened a very deep one. I think the head and the forehead wide open here as Igor is in trouble.
I see Jos LeDuc, being the nice guy he is, you know, a lumberjack match is his kind of match. He's hitting here having a good time. He's laughing. See, he likes beating up on people. He's my kind of wrestler, you know that?
Well, it won't be bad if you do it using his fist, but when you have to resort to using the timekeeper's thing to ring the bell with, then we are in trouble here because he is the North American champion, and what kind of a champion is he when he has to use a foreign object to get the upper part in this match?
Well, see, I think you're wrong there. You see, you saw just before this and earlier in the match when Jos LeDuc had all Igor's friends beating him up on the outside of the ring. Now, you got to take care of yourself in a situation of professional wrestling because there's not anybody by your side. So you do to any means you need. If a man's trying to injure you, you injure him. There was a big haymaker by Mighty Igor, but he's still dazed and he's bleeding quite profusely. You know, the longer he bleeds, the weaker he gets, right, Hugo Savinovich?
Well, we have seen Igor prove a lot of people wrong in the past because Igor is not the normal wrestler. When he's in the ring and he is in trouble, is when you know that he's going to explode, and you never know what's going to happen. A headbutt. And I think this is opening up more on the wounds of his head.
That's right. You know, so I'll tell you something about Igor. Nobody's ever said he's a full six-pack of beer, if you know what I mean. What a right hand. Knocked the man right over the top rope.
He's trying to escape. Look out.
Now, see, there's those guys beating him up again.
Mike Davis and Tommy Lane, the rock and roll RPMs, bringing him back into the ring with the aid of the super medic. They're just doing what they're supposed to do. The contract says, as a lumberjack, you're supposed to bring both men or whoever falls outside back into the ring. And now Igor, he's biting right in the center of the head of Jos LeDuc. Oh,
look at that! Look at that face on Igor. He's just a mask of blood. He's definitely been injured. Whatever Jos LeDuc hit him with, he definitely ripped him wide open.
What do you mean, whatever he hit him with? You saw that big metal object that he used. Looked like a big screwdriver or something.
Hugo Savinovich, I think that mainly what it was that right hand of Jos LeDuc. Now this is really a mental reject here. His head's busted open and he's headbutting somebody. Now that's got to be a little bit of a goofball, wouldn't you say?
Well, he's wild. He might be hurting himself, but Jos LeDuc is bleeding now. And here comes the famous bear hug.
That's a 350-pound man he just picked up, Hugo Savinovich, and he's crushing him with that bear hug. Believe me, he's crushing that man.
Jos LeDuc, the title on the line, North American Heavyweight Championship, the challenger Igor in control, referee ready to signal for the bell.
As you can see there, the referee is right there in case the man quits. Now here, somebody come up on the ring there. I don't know who that, there's Eric Embry, there's Rock and Roll RPMs trying to get in the ring. Dory Funk Jr. trying to keep everybody out. Cheeky Star, what a drop kick. What a drop kick by Cheeky Star.
Oh, that's illegal, right on the back of Jos LeDuc, and he's on top of the Mighty Igor. And he's got the pinfall. The 1, 2, 3 count. And LeDuc wins the match. He retains the North American Heavyweight Championship. Cheeky Star helped him with a drop kick.
But you got to admit,
okay,
too,
fans, let's see when Cheeky Star came in and helped Jos LeDuc. Let's take a look at how that happened. As we also see the Invader 1 coming in and talking to the referee. Okay, fans, you saw it. And referee has changed the decision. The Mighty Igor wins by disqualification. Here we go, next match. Randy, the Macho Man Savage, against Invader number 3. Referee Ricky Borges. Tell us a little bit about the Macho Man and Invader 3, Bobby Jagger.
The Macho Man, a very fantastic athlete, one of the top stars in professional wrestling. Also, Hugo Savinovich, something I don't think you knew, Randy the Macho Man Savage was a great and fantastic baseball player in the St. Louis Cardinals organization. And as you can tell, this man is 110% athlete. Invader number 3, one of the greatest legends in Puerto Rico. And I'll tell you something, as you can tell by the crowd here in Caguas, Puerto Rico, it's definitely going to be a match that's going to be watched by everybody.
Well, here we are, Rio Piedras, Bobby Jaggers, you confusing the Spanish towns. Again, Randy Macho Man Savage against Invader number 3. And we could guarantee all you fans at your homes right now, or wherever you are, that we are going to see a tremendous confrontation. Two fast wrestlers in action. Look out! What a drop kick.
Well, I'll tell you something. That's one thing Invader 3's got going for him. He got speed and agility, and plus an expertise of wrestling knowledge. You know something, ladies and gentlemen? None of your collection of professional wrestling tapes are complete until you have the superstars of Capital Sports Promotions from Puerto Rico, where the superstars wrestle all the time.
Well, we have seen Randy Macho Man Savage come in, trying to get a quick victory, and we have seen as the Invader 3 has quickly changed things here in this matchup. Randy Macho Man Savage also likes to do a lot of bodybuilding. He likes the weights, he likes the running.
You know something, Hugo Smith, you sit there and take a look, and you take a look at Invader 3, he'll take that size difference of Randy Savage's and turn it to his favor, because he's a good technical scientific wrestler, and he does great moves, and he's a high flyer. But there's only one thing when you're a high flyer in professional wrestling. Only 3 things can happen when you leave the mat, and 2 of them are bad.
Well, I have to agree with you there, Bobby. I have to agree with you there. Invader 3, keeping Randy Macho Man Savage down at the mat, trying to come up. Good hammerlock by the Invader 3. Referee Ricky Vargas right on top of the action, and Randy Macho Man Savage also, Bobby, comes from a long line of tremendous wrestlers in his family. His father, a great wrestler, also his brother. As a matter of fact, 2 of his brothers are tremendous wrestlers.
That's right. You know, Randy Macho Man Savage's father, Angelo Poffo, held the world record for most sit-ups by any human being, and I think it was 6,123. Now, to me, that's a pretty fantastic feat, and it goes to show you that Randy Savage has got the drive to be one of the top wrestlers in professional wrestling. He inherited it.
Well, we saw when he started professional wrestling, he had a great future, and now that future is a reality. He's one of the top athletes. He's making millions of dollars, and I honestly should say this, he deserves it. He really went out of his way to make sure that all his family knew that even though it was a dangerous sport, he was there to take the risk. As you know, his mother was very scared of him being involved in professional wrestling because Randy's got a bad temper, and he ain't afraid of nobody, and you know, consequently that also carries you a lot of times into the hospital.
That's right. You know, Macho Man Randy Savage is known worldwide for one thing. He's got a short fuse, but I'll tell you one thing. He can back it up, brother. And right now, Invader 3, as we see in this match so far, has controlled it. But he controlled it exactly the way I told you he can control it. He's controlling it with a body part. Now, Randy Macho Man Savage has got to figure a way to take the control from the Invader 3 and go on the offensive.
Okay, good tackle. Reversal here. Hip toss by the Invader 3. Oh, beautiful arm drag. He came under, hook in the arm. What a move by the Invader 3. The fans love it here. And we have been corrected here, Bobby. Not only were you wrong when you said Caguas, and not only was I wrong when I said Rio Piedras, but our editor here says we are in Bayamon, Puerto Rico, going back in memory lane here, showing you some of the great matches here in the World Wrestling Council history, as we have seen some of the top superstars here in the World Wrestling Council. Randy Macho Man Savage, one of them.
That's right. You know, I'm the one that corrected you. I knew I'd made a mistake because I've wrestled in arenas all over the world. You know, Macho Man Savage, Invader 3 just keeps going right back to that one body part. They're the flying body press. This might be it. So I'll tell you something. There it is, right there. See how he gets underneath that man? He's using Savage's weight against him with that leverage, the same way you would in amateur wrestling, and he's applying it to professional wrestling, which is a great sign of a great wrestler.
Not only that, but such a quick move, like he digs under, hook in the arm, and this could actually break an arm even before he hits the mat.
That's crazy. You're actually correct. If that man, Macho Man Randy Savage, if he tries to plan on that, he's going to have his arm broke. I'll guarantee you that right now. But the Invader 3, you've got to respect him. He's going right back to that body part. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that he's got Macho Man Randy Savage at a very distinct disadvantage right now, psychologically and physically.
The Invader 3 has held the World Junior Heavyweight Championship in more than a few occasions, and he's proven to Randy Macho Man Savage that he's one of the top athletes in that division.
That's not only that, Hugo Savinovich. If you're a junior heavyweight champion in professional wrestling, that just means you're under the 220-pound weight limit to be a heavyweight. I think Invader 3 probably weighs about 218, 219 pounds, and at any given day, he could go up to over 220, which he would compete with the super heavyweights, which he does regularly in Puerto Rico.
But he's got the advantage that by keeping that weight down, he could always be in shape and one of the top contenders for the title. And he has traveled around the world. They really love it in Mexico. They love him in Canada. And in New York, the Invaders were our top team there also.
That's right. You know, right there, Randy Savage is turning the tide of this match right now. You saw, ladies and gentlemen, a knee to the short to the back of the Invader number 3. And Macho Man Randy Savage just explodes on this man. Just explodes on him. What a nice elbow right there. This might, but you got to wrap that leg up, Hugo Savinovich. There's nobody going to pin anybody if you don't get that leg wrapped up.
Okay, look out. Good combination of punches by the Invader 3. And Savage puts the brakes. What a kick. Look out. Over the top rope. Wow.
Now, isn't that a disqualification, Hugo Savinovich?
No, at that time, they didn't have those rules. But look out. Here comes the Invader 3. Wow, what a flying body tackle. What an incredible, fantastic move. Both men outside the ring now. And it's Invader 3 getting the best of the exchange.
That's right. You know, let me tell you something, Hugo Savinovich. Those high-flying moves, like I said, 3 things happen and 2 of them are bad. And somewhere down the line, it's going to catch up with Invader 3. As you notice here, now it's just an all-out fight. They're just fighting underneath the deal.
The bell rings. Both men have been counted out. But what a match for the Invader number 3, as he has gone punch for punch with the top-ranked Randy Macho Man Savage. Both men are counted out, double disqualification. And to me, the Invader 3 has proved one of the tremendous athletes that he is, one of the best. Okay, fans, we told you at the beginning of this video tape that the World Wrestling Council has the hottest feuds in professional wrestling. Here is one of those cases. Abdullah the Butcher, 500 pounds from Sudan, Africa, against Bruiser Brody, 300 pounds from New Mexico, Bobby Jaggers. What about this two men?
This is an unpredictable match, Hugo Savinovich. Both of these guys are a beer short of a six-pack, and they'll definitely take each other to the limit. As you know, they've had probably the toughest, roughest, most sickening feuds all over the United States. And I'll guarantee you one thing right now. Bruiser Brody goes with any man, and so does Abdullah the Butcher. They don't back up. They go forward. Look at them. Right there, right there. They just walked right up to each other, and they said, if you're going to fight, let's fight. Abdullah head right into the ring post.
And they've done that, Bobby. They've done that in Canada. They've done that in the United States. In Japan, they have no respect for nobody, and they hate each other. I guess that in this match, we are not going to see them even go into the ring, because then he will be tempted to go into the ring. Look at a cheap shot by manager Chicky Star on Brody, 2 against 1. Come on, Bobby.
Let me tell you something. You saw right there, like we said at the outset, these two men don't like each other. They're going to go after each other with any means they have possible, and Cheeky Star being a manager is a means. And as you see here, ladies and gentlemen, Cheeky Star is wearing a neck brace by Bruiser Brody. Bruiser Brody injured Cheeky Star, so I'll tell you one thing right now. Any man that goes out there and picks on a manager should be beat up.
Well, Brody hit Cheeky Star in a previous confrontation, but it wasn't because Brody wanted to hit him. It was a case of him trying to defend his life, and the reason why Cheeky Star has the neck brace, and you don't tell the fans, is that he tried to interfere in a match between Abdullah the Butcher and Carlos Colon, and later Carlos had a match with Cheeky Star, then he got that neck injury. So with that in mind, we are looking at Abdullah the Butcher going here in this strong battle against Bruiser Brody outside the ring. The referee had never had control of this match.
And you saw right there, Bruiser Brody turned his back on Abdullah the Butcher. He tried to get Cheeky Star, but instead he got
Do you blame him?
I didn't say I blame him, but as you look there, the man is choking Abdullah the Butcher. He's choking him with that ring jacket of Cheeky Stars.
Okay. There is Abdullah the Butcher, Bruiser Brody trying to choke him here. Referee Martillo, he doesn't have control. Look at that, the promoter, Victor Quiñones, he gets hit. Promoter Victor Quiñones gets hit. Now a chair is thrown right on top of him. Wow.
Well, I'll tell you something right there. As you can see, there's 2 referees out there, Ricky Vargas Benitez and Mateo, and they're both, neither one can control it. Now, Brody had a chair in the throat of Abdullah the Butcher. Now he hit him with the chair, right alongside the head.
Look at that. Whoa. And you know Brody, he's a specialist with a chair. Nobody could hurt you more with a chair than Bruiser Brody.
That's right. He's got about 310 pounds that he's putting behind that chair, and he uses all of it when he hits you with a chair. There's Brody with a big kick. Just a phenomenal athlete, Bruiser Brody. Played for the Washington Redskins, but his first love is professional wrestling. Abdullah the Butcher, name speaks for itself. He's just a man out there trying to cripple people and hurt people.
A martial arts expert turned really wild in professional wrestling. He loves to hurt people, and he's done that throughout his career.
They're fighting right down to the dressing room here, Hugo Savinovich. They're out there among the people. They're fighting down in the hallway there, which
Bobby,
is a confined area.
We told the fans the World Wrestling Council has the hottest wrestling action. Fans, now you're at your homes, you're watching what is professional wrestling. When it comes down to the Caribbean, nobody brings it better. Both men have been counted out. There's no decision in this match. And let's go take a look, wrestling fans, after we watch as Bruiser Brody has taken control of the ring. The fans love him. Let's take a look at how Brody approached Abdullah the Butcher and hit him hard 2 times with a chair. Okay, fans, here we go. Killer Tim Brooks against Hurricane Castillo Jr. And what about these two wrestlers, Bobby Jagger?
Well, one thing about it, Killer Tim Brooks have a great wrestling Texas family there, brother. And you got Hurricane Castillo Jr., whose father was a great wrestler right down here in the Caribbean. So I'll guarantee you one thing, it's second-generation wrestlers, and they're excellent wrestlers.
Well, at one time, this Killer Tim Brooks was closer to the 400 pounds.
That's right. Killer Tim Brooks, you see, he's dropped some weight. He's got that added agility. And Killer Tim Brooks is just a rough customer, brother. I'm telling you right now, he runs roughshod all over Texas and the south of the United States.
Well, Hurricane Castillo, he's young. He's got the speed, as you mentioned, Bobby. Let's see if all that weight that he has lost, maybe that's going to hurt him a little bit, because some people get used to all that weight, and when they lose it, probably could change his style and also his ability to take the punishment.
Well, it changes your weak points and it changes your strong points. But I'll tell you one thing right now, Killer Tim Brooks is a brawler. He's a Texas brawler. He's in the saloon business, brother, if you know what I mean. He likes to make them parking lots. There was a nice elbow right on the frontal lobe of Castillo Jr., which has got him a little bit dazed now. But Killer Brooks has a tendency to try to jump ahead of himself once in a while, like right there.
Beautiful move. Flying body block pressed by Castillo. 2 seconds by the referee. Now, if he would have had that extra weight, it would have been hard to take him down to the mat. I think even Brooks was shocked on that move by Castillo. And there's a lot more coming from Castillo at any second.
That's right. And just like I said, Killer Brooks has a habit and a tendency sometimes to underestimate his opponents and try to do things and get away with them. And sometimes it backfires on him and he gets pinned. But you watch this at Castillo Jr., he is one terrific little athlete. And I'll guarantee you one thing, this is going to be one heck of a match to watch.
Killer Tim Brooks has been known to use brass knuckles, chains, all kinds of foreign objects to hurt opponents. And around Texas, he has put a lot of professional wrestlers out of this great profession.
That's right. Let's just put it this way. Killer Tim Brooks is not your normal altar boy, believe me.
Okay, Castillo on the ropes. Brooks forcing that elbow right on the center of the head of Castillo. Look at that.
I'll tell you one thing. You take a look at Brooks. He's awful methodical, but I'll tell you, he gets the job done. He plants those elbows, he hits those fists, and he'll do anything at his disposal in that ring. He believes he owns that ring. And he tell you right now, as you can see, he jumps ahead of himself a little bit right here. Castillo wasn't as weak as he thought he was, and he reversed that and run Brooks' head in that turnbuckle. Now Castillo's taking his point to Killer Tim Brooks, and Brooks is wrapped up in the ropes.
And Castillo taking full advantage, not going for the break here as the referee is trying to get Castillo to break, but now he's securing those ropes. He's going there. Ooh, walked right into that leg. That's experience, Bobby.
That's right, that's experience. And Hurricane Castillo is just guilty right there of what Killer Tim Brooks was guilty of earlier, underestimating your opponent and how much weakness you've got of him. There's that good hard elbow right in the back of the head.
Killer Tim Brooks taking advantage of the mistake of Castillo, who walked right into that boot, and now he is in control of the match.
That's
Twisted.
right. That's right. You take a look now, Hugo Savinovich, and you see that Brooks has got an arm stretch on him with a wrist lock, and that's definitely putting some pain on that elbow. He's trying to straighten that elbow out and bend it a little bit, and there he just go to reverse it, and Brooks raked his eyes. There's your experience again.
I was just going to say, Bobby, that is a few times that I have seen Killer Tim Brooks applying a wrestling hold. He just likes to go in there and go to town on his opponents.
Well, he thinks it's Saturday night at closing time and somebody's trying to take his girl home.
Okay, there's the Latin blood of Castillo. Good drop kicks by Castillo. Killer Tim Brooks in trouble. Good combinations by Castillo on Killer Tim Brooks. Wow, against the turnbuckle. Look out. Hard turnbuckle. Oh, he got right into that ring post shoulder first. Bobby, all that impact as he was aiming at the midsection of Killer Tim Brooks, and he found that ring post in the way. That was a shoulder breaker.
And there you go. Brooks went right for that shoulder that he injured with a shoulder breaker. Drops a big leg on him. This might be a 1, 2, 3.
Well, he's got him.
1, 2, and there's a 3, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, there was no question about the pinfall there, but we have to say that Castillo hurt himself with a ring post, and Killer Tim Brooks had him even before that shoulder
Well, you
breaker.
take a look at Killer Tim Brooks.
Oh, look out. What is he doing
now? What's he doing now?
He's walking in with a paper bag. He's the winner.
What's he doing?
He's got
rice, he's got beans and a burrito.
Oh,
he's rubbing him in the face. He's rubbing him in the face.
Okay, only a sick person could like something like
now
this.
Here comes Hercules Ayala, the strongest man in professional wrestling in Puerto Rico, and he just chased Killer Tim Brooks right out of the ring.
Okay, fans, we're watching the precise moment where Killer Tim Brooks rubbed the rice and beans all over the face of Hurricane Castillo Jr. Here comes Hercules Ayala to the rescue.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. And my friend Hugo Savinovich is finally going to be in a wrestling match right here on this video cassette. This is El Prophet, the wrestling manager in Puerto Rico, and they got in a confrontation, Hugo Savinovich and El Prophet, about who was the bigger chicken. And I'll tell you what this match is, ladies and gentlemen. This is a match where the loser gets painted yellow with yellow paint. This match took place in Maya West, Puerto Rico. Right, Hugo?
Yes, it was, but it wasn't because who wanted to find out who was the biggest chicken. It was a matter of he kept insulting me, daring me, just doing some awful things, and finally had to put my wrestling tights on, and he always called me a coward yellow, and I said, okay, it's going to ring, and the counter was signed. The loser was to be painted yellow, and this is where it's happening in Sports Palace in Maya West.
I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Vinich, I'll give you credit. I knew you when you were a professional wrestler, and you were a good professional wrestler, but you got to admit, you had been behind the mic for a few years before this match took place. There had to be some doubts crossing your mind.
Yes, there was plenty of doubts, but all the wrestlers from the Justice Army, including Carlos Colon, they really coached me through those hard times training, and I had a lot of confidence, and I didn't really care if I won or lost in this match. I was there to prove a point that I was not afraid of El Profe.
Well, I'll tell you something, Hugo Savinovich. You walk out of the dressing room there with Castillo Sr. as your manager, and I'm noticing you look pretty good, you put pretty shape there. A little bit better than you do now. You let yourself go after this match, didn't you?
Well, you know, it's hard to be out of the profession and especially producing programs, but for this confrontation, they kept me up in the morning, jogging, running, and hitting the weights, and then all the training inside the ring, and I don't know what was worse, the training or the match, because it was awful.
Well, I'll tell you something, Hugo. You look good, and you take the match right to the man right here. Here's Hugo, right up on top of the man. I guess you wanted to settle the score right away, Hugo. You want to in this match real quick.
Oh, I was biting him. I was doing everything. All I had in mind was just to beat him and quick as possible because, you know, it's hard to go back into the ring.
That's right. There you are. Hugo, that was a nice Irish whip into a turnbuckle. You've definitely got problems on the defensive because I don't think he expected you to look this good and be wrestling this good coming back after your layoff.
Now here I got my headband and I got it wrapped around the throat, keeping it away from the referee. Just choking him. I'm not denying it, Bobby. I did break the rules for this match.
Well, you got to admit one thing, Hugo Savinovich. This town in Maya West is kind of your second home. And wouldn't it be a little humiliating to be laid there in the middle of the ring with yellow paint all over?
Oh, yeah. It was. A lot of things were in consideration when I signed for this match. But also having Castillo in the corner, famous manager like Castillo, and having all those thousands of fans at the Sports Palace, and all the wrestlers, Carlos Colon, the Invader 1, the Invader 3, the Youngbloods, all of them helped me, and I really got to thank them because they stuck with me. Good suplex, you got to say.
That was a beautiful suplex, Hugo. Now you got his leg wrapped up. You got his leg wrapped up. If you just would have locked those two hands, you'd have him tight. Nice reversal there to get him in a pinning combination.
Some amateur wrestling there, baby.
You got to lock those hands there, though, Hugo.
Going back to the years of high school, they were Clinton High School in the bronze.
There you go, right there. You got to lock that leg and that neck, and you're not doing it. Prophet's got to regroup is what he's got to do right now, as you very well know.
Okay, at this time, I had really spent some of my oxygen trying to get the pinfalling. I was trying to keep myself going, not to slow down, but also taking in consideration the fact that Profe is always in top shape, always trains his wrestlers. So I was concerned about if I was going to be able to keep this kind of wrestling going with the professor.
Hugo, plus you're in front of your hometown fans here. You're a little bit nervous.
My son was there, you know. My son was there.
I was also there, Hugo Savinovich. I remember.
And you were booing for me. You were booing me because I saw you in the corner.
You were the first. You painted yellow.
You were the first one to shake hands with the professor, Bobby. Let's admit it. You were the first one. I like to see you
painted yellow. But right here, what we're going to see.
As a matter of fact, you were one of the guys that was training with a professor.
Well, that could be true there too. Yes, it was. But I got to admit, Hugo Savinovich, you surprised me and a bunch of other wrestlers. And I'll tell you right here, this is one heck of a match. And you just come back in the ring and you gave the man a chance to breathe, and that's where you made your mistake. Now the Prophet's on you, pretty hot and heavy.
He was biting me hard right here. Good punches by the professor. And, you know, after not being in the ring for some years, anything that happens to you in the ring, you kind of feel it even even more hard because of your body's not used to that much punishment.
Now you've lost your tolerance for the pain and you've lost your tolerance for the punishment. There's a problem with both feet, right in your stomach, Hugo.
That hurts me just looking at it again.
I'll guarantee you, it hurt twice as much right there when you were in there. Now
I was ready to throw up by now after that.
I imagine you were, Hugo. Now there you are, nice left hand.
Let it all go right here. Go for it. That's what I did.
Sunset flip by Profe.
He almost got me. I don't know how I was able to escape. I don't even believe myself when I was able to escape from that.
Right there, Hugo, you let the man overpower you and take you in the ropes. Another sunset flip by you. That's a pinning combination. You got his legs wrapped up. 2 count, Hugo. There you almost won the match. Nice inside cradle by Profe there. 1,
he had
2,
me hooked.
And you reversed it. 1, 2, there. Good wrestling here. Good wrestling.
Almost a 3 count. He could have gone either way on that, you know, because I had no control on my shoulders.
That's right. They get you wrapped up in that cradle. It's an absolute. There you are, taking it right to him.
I was biting him there, Bobby.
Okay, there you just kicked him a little bit of a low blow.
No, it wasn't really that low.
In that hamstring area there.
Okay.
Now here's a front face lock. Oh, it's a inside cradle by Hugo Savinovich. You got him there. 1, 2.
No, the referee wasn't counting, and there. That was a low blow by the professor.
Well, his shoulder was up. If you notice, Hugo, his left shoulder was off the mat by about 3 or 4 inches. You didn't push all that weight on him.
Okay, right here, I was in deep trouble because I was hit right around the groin area, and then the professor dropped the knee around the head, and you know that I was in trouble because you've been there.
I've been there, and there he is. He's stretching your face a little bit because he knows you're going to expend some more of that oxygen. There's a nice elbow by Profe. Castillo's complaining still about the low blow. I'll tell you, the Profe is taking it to you pretty good. I'll tell you that right now. That's a good move. We'll get him on the ropes so you can get him off you a little bit.
I was holding on for survival, Bobby.
That's a good move. Hugo. Flying body press. There you got him wrapped up. 1, 2. Oh, he barely kicked out. He busted your mouth open there, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought I had him. I thought I had him on that, but sometimes.
Oh, looks like he's going for a pile driver.
I was holding on.
Looks like he's going for a pile driver.
I was holding on.
Oh, back dropped him.
But I hurt my back. I hurt my back. This is where my lower back, as you know, when you've been out of the ring, sometimes you make mistakes. There, when I was trying to get him up, I forgot about my back, and I really hurt my back on that move.
Well, that happens sometimes. Here's an abdominal stretch. Good, going right in that abdominal stretch. Might have a submission here. There, you put it right back into a lay-down stretch. 1, 2. Oh, he barely kicked out of it. You got to wrap that up a little bit harder. Now, Profe, there he ankle dived you there, and he's got your leg now. And I'll tell you what, I think the Profe's just a little bit more than surprised about your wrestling ability right now.
Well, he was shocked. He was shocked because he wasn't expecting me to do that many moves on him. He was expecting just me to go in there and try to punch him out. But I knew that he was going to be able to take that because he's used to competing against some top athletes, and I didn't know I stand a chance if I just go for punch with this guy.
That's right.
Look at that. That was a good move.
Profe's trying to lay on you there a little bit and get some of that wind out of you. But you got to remember, anytime you wrestle in Puerto Rico for Capital Sports Promotions, you wrestle against some of the best. You wrestle some of the superstars in professional wrestling all over the world.
What about this move
That's
here,
a
Bobby?
nice move. I think you learned that in Mexico, didn't you?
Yes,
That's a submission move. Now you're rocking him. If he gives up, that match will be over.
The lower back.
He's going to be painted yellow if he gives up. He says no. See him shaking his head no.
See, but also the way he counterattacked the move, he got those boots right around where I had him hold by my shoulders and just broke from that easy.
Oh, there's reverse rear end bump there. And I'll tell you one thing, that looked like it charged you pretty good, Hugo.
Oh, my God, I felt it. Listen, one thing about seeing one of the matches is that even though it's already happened, you feel the pain. Right now, it's not a beautiful sight to see somebody doing that to you.
That's right. This is, like I say, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a feud that had gone on for months here in Puerto Rico, and it's going to be terminated tonight. Oh, double knockout. What were you thinking about when you got up facing backwards to him?
I was going to try to sneak behind him and go for a cradle or something, but I never expected him to be coming that fast. And boy, was I surprised.
Well, that was a terrific collision. As you can see, both of you are sure groggy.
I was out.
You are.
I was out. The sports balance was just going around on my head.
Oh. You got to take that big. Oh, that looks like it might be it, Hugo. He might pin you right here. 1, 2. See, Profe didn't lock that leg up, just like you were guilty of earlier.
And if he would have done that, I don't think I would have been able to kick out. I could honestly tell you that right now.
You look pretty weak right here's a big body slam. It's the first one you've taken in a few years, right?
Yes, and I was hurt.
Here goes
hurt.
the Prophet up. I think he's going to go up on the top rope.
Here Castillo is screaming to me. All I could hear is move, move. Castillo is screaming, and I don't know where Profe is, but I put my knees right up, and I caught him coming in.
That was a beautiful move.
And
right
there, I rubbed the leg, and I made sure that he wasn't going anywhere.
And you notice the people in Maya West, Puerto Rico are going absolutely bananas, ladies and gentlemen. This man here, after being out of professional wrestling for years, training with Carlos Colon in the Justice Army, has just made a successful re-entry to the professional wrestling ranks, and I think the Prophet's going to get a paint job.
Okay, by now I knew the match was over. Boy, was I in heaven, because I don't know how I pulled that victory out, but I could honestly tell you that I thought the Professor was going to win.
Well, look at the people. They stormed the ring. They're happy. I know you're happy. I know the Prophet right now at this time is very, very depressed, because he's going to be humiliated by being painted yellow by a wrestling commentator.
What also, at the Sports Palace, there were some top photographers from different magazines, including Fast Eddie from EG Productions. He was right there.
That's right. I just saw EG hanging around ringside there a minute ago. And they're probably trying to get away from you. And I noticed that you kept him
Let me tell you something. The fans were surrounding the ring area, and there was no way that the Professor was going to go anywhere.
There's another referee, Victor Guiones, right there. He's going to help you out a little bit from Capital Sports Promotions.
Let's face it, this was party time.
Yeah.
Okay, the match was over, and he lost. So he knew that the contract stipulated if I lost, I had to let him paint me yellow. And at this time, even the son of the mayor was there.
Look, would you look at that? Well, Hugo, I got to admit one thing. You won the match, and you're painting the man yellow, and that's embarrassment.
Oh, it was fun. Believe me, it was fun. But one person that was not really enjoying this was the Professor. Two referees were holding him by the legs. Two wrestlers were holding him by the arms. And I had just paint all over around his mouth and everything. Now, at one point, I thought this was enough. But I heard some of my friends, some of the wrestlers say, paint them on the back, because Americans believe that a yellow streak in the back means you're a coward. Now, that's the American custom, and I said, why not?
So now you're going to flip him over just like you would a pancake here. As you know, all the referees and the wrestlers are helping you. But you know one thing, Hugo Savinovich, what we ought to tell the people is a sequel to this match, and maybe on volume number 3, we'll put that on volume 3, so all these people that have bought this video cassette can see the sequel to this match.
Okay, here's the yellow line on the back. And how is it American people say? You have a yellow line?
Yellow streak right down your back. And as they say in Kansas and Texas, Prophet, you've just been painted yellow. You got a yellow streak running right down your back.
Okay, this was fun. We had the son of the mayor. We had Fast Eddie from ENG Productions there. We had the promoters of Capital Sports Promotions. We had photographers from all the top wrestling magazines. The party was on. The fans were loving it. And like you said, Bobby Jaggers, on the next Superstars Volume 3, they're going to see that this did not end there, that I had a tough incident with the Professor.
Back in the ring with this man again,
but we're not going to tell the fans what happened. Nope. We're going to let them wait for the next VHS.
But ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look and see just how El Prophet was painted yellow.
Wait a minute, Bobby. I want to see him standing, because the fun part was when he tried to get up from there. Now this was, if the victory was big, try to get up when it's painted, when it's paint all over the basketball court, and you can't get up. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
He came and walked back to the dressing room.
Let me enjoy this, Bobby. Let me enjoy this, Bobby. I have to enjoy myself.
Well, I got to say, that's one of the best paint jobs I've seen. How much did you charge him? $19.95? Look at he's gonna skate back to the dressing room here, Hugo Savinovich. Well, let's just take a look, ladies and gentlemen, and just see how this man was painted yellow when Hugo Savinovich pulled his knees up and pinned him. 1, 2, 3, right in the middle of the ring in Maya West, Puerto Rico. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, just for you, we have the midgets right here on this home set video. I'll tell you something, right there in the corner, you can see Cowboy Lang from Texas, and he's going against Pepe Gomez from Puerto Rico. And I'll tell you something right now.
Pepe Gomez is from Mexico.
He looks like he's from Puerto Rico to me,
I
Hugo
knew
Savinovich.
you would say that on purpose,
telling you right
Bobby.
now, yes, sir.
I know you well enough.
And you know a Cowboy can take a Puerto Rican any old day, right, Hugo?
Well, let's see what the odds are here against the Mexican Pepe Gomez. Cowboy Lang has been the world's midget champion, and Gomez is one of the top-ranked midgets in the world, so this should prove to be a very interesting match. The midgets, just for you, right here in the Superstars of Capital Sports Promotions, Wrestling Volume 2, presented by Eddie Grice, Fast Eddie Productions.
Yeah, old Fast Eddie. I know Fast Eddie's around there taking pictures there somewhere, too. But I'll tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. You take a look at these little guys. There's Eddie. There's little Fast Eddie right there in the ring, isn't he? Isn't that Fast Eddie down there giving instructions to Cowboy Lang? Yeah, okay. One thing about these little guys, ladies and gentlemen, they are one heck of athletes. Just because they're small in stature doesn't mean they aren't strong and they aren't fast, they aren't quick. Right, Hugo Savinovich?
That's right. They train hard. And even though they're midgets, believe me, when they go into battle, that's the least of their problems, because they will do anything to win their matches, and they are really strong. And we are in Caguas, Puerto Rico.
That's right. Yeah, I told you we get to Caguas sooner or later on this video cassette, didn't I, Hugo? That's my hometown, you know, Caguas.
Is that your barrio, Bobby?
Yeah, that's my barrio. Now look, see, there he is. He's down there talking to Eddie Grice now. Look, he's under, he got a cowboy hat right away from Eddie. Eddie didn't even try to get the hat back. Look.
Oh, he don't want any problems with.
Yeah.
That's why they call him Fast Eddie.
Yeah, Fast Eddie's pretty quick. He's good at moving away from those midgets. Now look at this. Now look at this. I wouldn't let no Puerto Rican step on my cowboy hat, Hugo Savinovich. If he did, he'd be fighting.
Well, he's a Mexican. He's a Mexican. He's not Puerto Rican.
Aren't they all the same?
No, if you're from Puerto Rico, you're born here in the island of Puerto Rico. If you are a Mexican, you're born in the Republic of Mexico.
Well, then how do we get so many Puerto Ricans in the United States? Didn't they cross a river?
No. Well, it'll be a tremendous athlete to swim that far, but they don't do that.
Now, tell me what kind of referee this is. Tell me what kind of referee this is.
This is Ricky Vargas.
That's going to sit there and let this Mexican step on a Cowboy's hat. Down in Texas, he'd be hung for that, boy.
Something tells me that you don't like Pepe Gomez, Bobby.
I don't like Pepe Gomez.
Could we see right here that because Cowboy Lang is from Texas and he's a cowboy, and you being one of the Kansas City Jayhawks, that maybe you're favoring Cowboy Lang because of that?
No, I just kind of like his style a little better, and I don't see him trying to step on a sombrero or his toupee or anything.
Well, I think that they are.
Now, see, right there, you got the Cowboy Lang's at a distinct disadvantage right there. See, he speaks English, you understand what I mean? And that Ricky Vargas Benitez and that Gomez and Lopez there, they're sitting there and they're habbling an Espanol. And I feel sorry for Cowboy Lang because he's getting this 2 against 1 right there. Right now, everybody knows that.
Well, he should go in the ring and wrestle. Why worry about a hat? If you don't like it, just go there and.
Have you bought a good cowboy hat lately, Hugo Savinovich?
No.
They're getting top dollar for them.
Ricky Vargas having his problems here with Cowboy Lang and Pepe Gomez.
Well, I'll tell you, to me, this is just. Oh, there you go. He got Eddie's hat there. All right, now he stepped on it. He just stepped on Eddie's hat.
It seems like
field goal.
It seems like Cowboy Lang has taken revenge now.
Yeah, and he got his own hat too. That's good, Cowboy.
Eddie don't have to worry about that because he's a millionaire. He's got condominiums in Florida and New Jersey.
They gave him one in Puerto Rico, you know.
You're kidding.
No, they gave him one.
Yeah?
Yeah, called a barrio. Well, as you can see right now, Eddie's hat looks a little squashed. And I think Cowboy Lang's is going to get squashed too. I'm not too sure of this.
Well, Pepe Gomez having some fun here. We could barely see just half of his head from here.
Well, that's right. That's what happens when you're only 3 foot 4.5 inches tall, you know.
Well, one thing about these 2 midgets, they have a good muscular development on their bodies. They really hit the weights. You can see by their biceps. Look at it. Look at this guy.
Very agile. I told you they're agile. There's a boot right to the head as he tries to get in. That's a boy, Cowboy. Yeah, beat on that one. Yeah, I think he's a wetback. Yeah, beat on him a little bit.
Bobby.
Huh?
He never gave him a chance to go into the ring.
He shouldn't have swam across the river is his biggest problem. That's where it all started, when his folks let him leave home and swim across the river, you know.
Bobby, I don't think you should talk about about those things here?
Well, they're a
wrestling.
known fact. They're in the newspaper every day. You know that. I'd like to say hello to a lot of the people that are watching this video cassette down all around Africa, Europe, all the places I've wrestled Hugo Savinovich, the Orient.
Mexico, New Mexico, San Antonio, Texas. There's a lot of people that like Pepe Gomez that are watching this video right now.
Yeah, but I don't talk to those people.
What about some people in Kansas?
Oh, my friends in Kansas, I'll say hello to them. I know with my picture on this video cassette, they're going to buy it like hotcakes.
Do you think the fans in Kansas are going to agree to what you're talking about is Pepe Gomez?
Hey, you don't see too many Gomez and Lopez's in Kansas, brother. They stop off in Oklahoma and Texas. There you go. Cowboy Lang got that arm, and he's definitely putting his weight down on it. Now, the referee should be counting his shoulders, don't you think, Hugo Savinovich?
I agree with you. There's one thing that I agree with you. The shoulders were on the mat. Yep. Referee, I think referee's confused. The way this match started, it's not easy for a referee. I've never seen a referee in control of a match when the midgets have been in action because they're so fast, so unpredictable, and they challenge the gravity in the ring. You never know what they're going to do.
That's right, and I'll tell you one thing else. One thing about Ricky Vargas. Ricky Vargas, Benitez, Lopez, Gomez. Those guys go right through his legs. He wouldn't even know it. He's just going to stand there and look around. He's just trying to be a stop sign in the middle of an intersection.
Okay, good takedown by
Wasn't that
Gomez.
the hair?
No. Good wrist move.
You sure that wasn't the hair?
No. Good takedown.
I'm pretty sure that was the hair.
Good
Myself,
takedown by Gomez, Cowboy Lang.
I'll tell you something right now.
Referee.
And you see right there, that referee's a little bit biased. You know what I mean?
Well, Bobby, I do not agree with you because he has been fair to both wrestlers. It's not easy to referee a match when the two men that are in front of you are smaller than you are and they move so fast.
Well, you know, that's true, Hugo Savinovich. But as you can tell, there's a little bit of bias there because they have the Espanol.
Okay, the match continues and we see how Pepe Gomez keeps control of the match.
Well, I'll tell you something right now. You know, Hugo Savinovich, you got a guy sitting there like this. Now, there's Cowboy Lang. He's driving the knee in the midsection. He's doing just an excellent job right here. He's sitting there, and he's getting ready to beat this old boy up and just tear him up. And he's going to prove to him who the better midget is. You know, you can't compete with a guy. Here's that Latin temper. There's that Latin temper, ladies and gentlemen. Now, that's the best thing you can do. Put something bigger, but, he went right through the legs. Now, you can't tell me it's not 2 against 1 on this, ladies and gentlemen. There's a forearm. He should be broke. Those are illegal punches. You can't hit a man like that. Running his head in the second turnbuckle. Almost knocked him clear out of the ring here. Yeah, he's real proud of himself now. Well, I'll tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. To me, this is just, and the people are cheering for him. That's what's really bad. And now he just kicked him. Well, I'll tell you something right now, Hugo Savinovich. There are going to be a few dues to be paid when Cowboy Lang gets up after this old boy's Barrio fought him.
Well, Bobby, are you going to let me say anything here? He just took over.
Well, I thought you left. I know you're on Gomez Lopez's side there.
Well, why don't you tell the people at home that you took my microphone away?
I didn't do that. I wouldn't do something like that.
Oh, my goodness. Fans, you're at your home right now. This man, Bobby Jagger, just took my mic away and just left me right here. Now, what could I do? I ain't going to fight with this guy. He's too big. He's a top wrestler, very dangerous, and I'm just doing my job here, so I apologize.
Well, what had happened, Hugo, is our microphone cords got switched around here, so I just kind of untangled them there.
Okay.
Now, I got to say one thing about the referee, Ricky Vargas. Now, he pushed the other one back. I admit that.
Okay. Cowboy Lang.
Well, I'll tell you, whenever the wrestlers are on a wrestling card that I wrestle on, I always watch the midgets. You know what I mean? I watch the midgets because I think they are fantastic.
Great history of tremendous midgets. You go back and you talk about some guys like Sky Lolo,
Little Beaver. You talk about some of the greats in the midget wrestling business. And I'll tell you something, you got to talk about Little Boy Wilson. You got to talk about some of the boys that were Lord Littlebrook, some of the greatest midget wrestlers of all time. And Bobby Lang is right up in there among them.
Cowboy Lang, one of the new generation of the midget wrestlers. Like I said before, he held the World Wrestling Council World's Midget Championship. He's been throughout the world, but so has Gomez.
Well, Gomez is a great midget wrestler, and he has been all over the world.
Now, why have you, a boy, talking about Cowboy Lang using an illegal object?
Well, no, you know when you have cowboy boots on like that, sometimes your socks, if they aren't real tight, they tend to slither down your boot. Well, what he's doing, just reaching down here and pulling his sock up.
Well, I think he's doing something else there.
No,
he's looking at something inside his boot.
Yeah, his sock slithered on down there, and he's just pulling it up. Hugo, have you ever wore cowboy boots?
Yes, I have.
Well, sometimes your sock just slither on down there, and you have to pull it up. You know what I mean? That's what you do it. Nice side head. Oh, there's a nice knee right to the head there. Or
He
maybe
got
that
hurt.
was a boot.
He got hurt a little bit. Now, what about now? Look at that.
Now, see, that sock is still slithering all up around.
He's got whatever. If it's a sock, his sock is under his armpit now. Boy, what a funny sock he must
Maybe he's
have.
just wiping some
Oh,
sweat
look
away
out,
or something
look out.
here.
He's got it. He's got it.
Well, right there, he's just tying his drawstrings tight so that the guy don't pull his tights and his tights come off in the middle of the ring, which would be a very embarrassing thing, you know.
Bobby.
Oh, now he pulled his cowboy boot off.
Bobby.
He pulled his boot off to show the referee. See, he's a legal guy. He's all right. I like him. See how his sock slid down? See, he had to pull it up there too, didn't he? Huh?
Now Gomez is hot, and we cannot blame him for that.
Well, now he's going to tag a guy with one boot on and one boot off. That's really a man there now.
He backed away, Bobby. He backed away.
Well, yeah, because Cowboy Lang's going to take him and just beat him up right here. That's all there's to it.
Okay, Gomez.
Oh, that's a nice left hand, huh? He walked in. You don't lead with your chin in a fight, Hugo Savinovich. He led with his chin.
Well, he's wrestling. He's not boxing. He was expected a wrestler to come at him, not somebody to...
Well, he's like most Mexican Puerto Ricans. They aren't going to fight you in a boxing match unless they come from behind, you know.
Well, the one that drew first blood was Cowboy Lang.
That's right.
And now he used that foreign object again.
That wasn't a foreign object. That's called a left hand and a right cross. Those are not foreign objects. They might be foreign to Gomez Lopez.
He took out from his trunks, Bobby. Do not confuse me any more than I am right now.
Well, I think he was just tightening his tights up a little bit, because, you know, when you sweat a little bit, they get a little loose and stuff. You have to tighten them up.
Okay, Gomez gets Irish whip against the turnbuckle. He got hit hard.
That's a nice boot.
Oh, good move by Gomez.
He went up all three ropes.
Oh, my goodness. Fantastic drop kicks. Wow, right on top of the chin on that last one. Wow, what a move. He follows through, but Lang kicks out. Now, that was agility, that was speed, and good scientific wrestling on the part of Gomez. And Lang, it's on the mat, and I think he's trying to kill some time here.
Well, you know, if you see him go up all three of those ropes like that, I bet you can climb an apartment that quick, too.
Okay,
there's a reverse turnbuckle. There he goes up again. Oh, all right. Now, that's using your head, Cowboy. That's using your head. Not him right off the ropes, right?
He made a mistake. Cowboy Lang took advantage, and I think that Gomez is hurt. He can't even get up now.
Yeah, there he goes.
Oh, reversal. Good move. Wow.
Uh-oh.
Fantastic maneuver by Gomez against the turnbuckle. Here he comes.
And he got right in there with a boot. He got met with a boot as he come in.
Oh, my goodness, look out.
2,
He's got the boot.
3. There's a 3 count right there.
He had the boot right on the ropes.
There's a 3 count right. He had a what?
He had his boot right on the lower rope.
Oh, no. He was holding Gomez's boots so they didn't get on the rope.
Bobby, come on. Come on.
Well, there's your winner, ladies and gentlemen. Cowboy Lang.
Cowboy Lang, the winner of this match. But on a very controversial maneuver, Gomez is not happy with it. The fans are not happy.
Well, Hugo Savinovich, if you think it's controversial, let's just take another look at it. How about that?
Okay, fans, let's take a look at the moment that Cowboy Lang uses his boot to get the pressure and win the match. Fans, we're taking you back into memory lane when the Youngbloods, Mark Youngblood and Jay Youngblood, who passed away just a couple of years while he was wrestling in Australia. The Youngbloods, a tremendous team, Mark and Jay Youngblood, against the tremendous team of the New Zealand Sheepherders, Butch Miller, the Tank, and Crazy Luke Williams. Your comments? First on the Youngbloods, on Jay, and second on the Sheepherders.
Well, you know, Jay Youngblood was probably the epitome of professional wrestling in the United States. A young kid that started on a reservation in Arizona and come up through the ranks and became a great wrestler. Along with that, he took his brother Mark to great heights in the NWA as a professional wrestler. Now his brother Mark and Chris are a great tag team in the Caribbean area right now, and they're going up probably against one of the toughest and most unpredictable teams in professional wrestling, the New Zealand Sheepherders, Crazy Luke Williams and Maniac, and I call him a maniac over there, Butch Miller. And you know what I'm saying? This match is so unpredictable, but ladies and gentlemen, remember one thing. This is when Jay Youngblood was in control of his brothers, and this is a fantastic tag team, Jay Youngblood and Mark Youngblood.
Well, when Jay Youngblood died, it was not only a great loss for the wrestling fans, for the wrestling sport, but also to all the youngsters that he helped, because when he was off, he always went to the Boy Scout places and helped them out. Also the Boy Scout in different parts of the country, always contributed, always went to visit the kids at hospitals. He was a great person, and also a great personal friend.
And one thing plus we got to remember here also is, as everybody knows, Jay Youngblood was killed in a wrestling ring. His pancreas was ruptured from a gentleman that come off the top rope and crushed his pancreas, and that's how Jay Youngblood died in Australia in a wrestling ring. I think that Jay probably died the way he felt he lived, in a professional wrestling ring.
Okay, fans, back in memory lane, the Youngbloods, Mark and Jay against Butch Miller and Luke Williams.
This match is out of Guaynabo, Puerto Rico, the Mets Pavilion, Hugo Savinovich. And as you can tell, these Sheepherders are unpredictable. You see that flagpole they got? That's a steel flagpole, and it's not beneath them to hit somebody in the head with it.
And they has been welded in the middle to make it even stronger.
That's right, Hugo Savinovich. The Sheepherders have ended many careers in professional wrestling. And I'll tell you something, they're the most unpredictable, craziest tag team you ever want to wrestle against, because you have no counter, because you don't even know what they're going to do. They don't even know what they're going to do. But one thing about them, they're big, they're rough, they're tough, and they are a tag team, a very well-oiled machine tag team.
Okay, referee Ricky Vargas inside the ring. He wants to see some action. The fans want to see some action. The Youngbloods are ready for action.
As you can see, there's fans in the front row waving the Puerto Rican flag. The Sheepherders, as you know, always go to the ring with the New Zealand flag, and before they wrestle, they will salute the New Zealand flag.
I agree with you there, but to me, they also use the flag in their advantage to get a win over their opponents, because as you said, that welded pole there, it's been used in a lot of matches to hurt a lot of opponents, a lot of injuries, broken arms.
That's right, Hugo Savinovich. You know something else? There's always respect for people. You know, not every wrestler comes from the United States. Not every wrestler comes from Puerto Rico. Not every wrestler comes from England. They have their different nationalities and their different traditions. And the Sheepherders they want to be proud of New Zealand. They want to salute their flag, and they want it respected. And you can't take that away from anybody when they're that proud of the country they're born and raised in.
Okay, Butch Miller, Luke Williams are in the ring. Referee wants to see some action.
Well, what he's doing is he's warning them. Either they've got to get done or they got to take the flagpole out of the ring. There he is, rang the bell. Now the referee is at liberty now to count them and count them out if they don't proceed in this match.
They're doing a lot of stalling here for time. I think the Sheepherders, when they went into the ring, they knew they were in trouble against a team like the Youngbloods, because Jay and Mark were a great combination. They were fast. They were not ready to trade punches with none of the top teams in the world of professional wrestling. And besides, the fact that they were brothers made it even a closer relationship, and they were out there to give it their best.
That's right. You know something was finished. They at one time were the World Tag Team Champions, Jay and Mark Youngblood, which I might add, Chris and Mark Youngblood have also been the World Tag Team Champions. So as you can see, they're from a wrestling family. Their father was a great wrestler.
And he was also a champion. I bet that when the Sheepherders went into this particular match and they saw the way Jay Youngblood had Mark trained so hard that they were afraid to deal with the Youngbloods.
That's right. You know, you take a look and you got a tag team that are brothers. Well, they instinctively know each other's moves. Instinctively know each other's moves. Now they're holding up the Puerto Rican flag for all the fans of Puerto Rico to see right here in Guaynabo at the Mets Pavilion, and they're pretty proud of that, I think. But who'd hold up a Puerto Rican flag?
Well, Bobby, it's not the flag, it's the respect for the way the fans have treated the Youngbloods. Not only the way they have treated Jay and Mark when they were here, but also now, the new Youngbloods. Chris and his brother, the fans love him, but not just here. The fans love him in the United States. They love him in Canada, and they're very successful when they go through the Orient. It's because they really care for their fans. They're a top team.
That's right. You know, I was wrestling down in Johannesburg, South Africa one time. Hugo Savinovich and the Youngbloods made a very, very successful tour through there. And as I say, I've wrestled probably more widespread wrestling than anybody else. Here's the Sheepherders saluting their flag. Very proud of it. Butch Miller, very snappy salute there to the flag.
I do want to clear some doubts with the fans. When Bobby Jaggers wrestled in that part, what he mentioned, it was many, many years ago before all this race and all these things happened. So I want to clear some doubts on the fans. This happened many, many years ago when he was still alive, Jay Youngblood.
Well, I'll tell you something right now, though. They had successful tours in a few areas I've been. Not only down there, they've also been in Europe, and they were in Germany when I was in Germany. But I'll tell you something, they're respected all over. They're a good tag team, and as soon as they get the flag out of the ring here, we'll start the wrestling so that people just see and take their choices. My choice right now, odds-on favorite, Sheepherders, because they're so unpredictable.
Well, it was the Sheepherders that started, stalling for time with their flag. Now the Youngbloods showing them that they're not going to make a mistake by attacking them. They want to get them hot. They're saluting the Puerto Rican flag. But I think this is working to the advantage of the Youngbloods because it's the Sheepherders, the ones that are upset.
That's right. The Sheepherders, they come out, their whole tendency at the first of the match is to upset their opponents and get them where they just haven't got any coordination and teamwork. And what they've done right there is it's backfired on them because the Youngbloods just showed them how much teamwork and how much association they've got. They're not rattled. They're ready to wrestle. And here we go.
Okay, finally, it looks like we're going to see some action here. Okay, the fans are ready.
And it's Mark Youngblood starting for the Youngbloods and Crazy Luke Williams for the Sheepherders. Get back, ladies and gentlemen, because here we go.
And it's going to be, as you call it, Bobby, a barn burner.
That's right. The Sheepherders, they're known to fight. They're not known much for their wrestling moves. You aren't going to see a lot of scientific moves by the Sheepherders. And the Youngbloods, they're great amateur and great scientific wrestlers, but I think they're going to have to fight fire with fire if they want to contend with the Sheepherders.
Sheepherders leave the ring area. Again, they're stalling for time. The fans are 100% behind Jay Youngblood and his brother Mark. And the New Zealand Sheepherders are outside the ring. Here comes Crazy Luke Williams.
As you can see, any kind of crowd noise just shakes up the Sheepherders. They just haven't all got it together upstairs. And as you know, you can take a look at Mark there, and Mark's getting ready to go collar and elbow with Luke Williams. And when he does, the spark's going to fly right here, Hugo Savinovich.
Okay, here finally, we go. Finally, we see some wrestling here. Against the turnbuckle. Butch Miller trying to come in. Mark's got Luke Williams against the turnbuckle.
And now there's going to be a mistake on the part of the Youngbloods. They got that timidity about them. They had Luke Williams in that corner. Now, you don't know when Luke Williams is going to throw a fist at you, so throw a fist first and ask questions later.
Okay, Mark, that gentleman that he is, waits for the clean break, and now the fans here at the Mets Pavilion erupting in applauses here as we see Mark hooking up with Luke Williams against the turnbuckle.
And you notice there, right there, Luke Williams. Like I said, Luke Williams is not going to break clean. He's going to come out there punching and kicking and fighting. He went to block it, deflected the blow low.
What a shot by Mark Youngblood, right on the top of the head.
Yeah, as you notice there, he didn't quite block that blow, but he deflected it, so it went down and hit him in the rib cage and really didn't cause that much anguish on him. And he come right back with a big chop in Luke Williams' head, which sent Luke Sheepherder just reeling backwards.
Okay, the Youngbloods better be looking out for the tank, Butch Miller, or the maniac Butch Miller, as Bobby Jaggers calls him. Oh, there he is.
That's right. You know, right there, he was a rugby player in New Zealand. And you can tell by the footwork on him that he was a heck of a rugby player. I bet you can kick that ball a long ways.
Boy, I bet they kicked him out of the team right away with that kind of behavior.
Oh, no, rugby's a man's sport, baby. They can do that in rugby. They bite, kick, punch. Have you ever seen a rugby game, Rugen?
They could bite in a rugby.
Oh, yeah, you ever see what happens in those scrums?
I've got to do a little bit of research on that, Bobby. You might be lying to me, Bobby.
If I played rugby, I'd have been a hooker. I'd have been in there hooking that ball out. Look at there. See, Butch, that didn't really hurt him. He just got him all messed up where he doesn't know where to go, so he just gets out of the ring. So he talked to some fans.
Well, Jay Youngblood is clearing some doubts for him. Now he knows where he is. He's in trouble with the Youngbloods. over the rail to the ringside area. The security guard is right on top of the action. As you know, the Sheepherders, one of the top teams in professional wrestling, but so was the team of Mark and Jay Youngblood.
That's right. They tell you right there. See, they got the Sheepherders separated, and as you notice, Jay Youngblood standing right there by that railing. I think Luke Williams is over there just sitting on the apron looking at Butch Miller saying, come on, Butch, get over here and make a tag.
But you know why? Because Jay is out there waiting. He was afraid to come in. Now he does, as the Youngbloods hit the ring again.
That's right, but one thing about the Youngbloods, they don't want to get caught out there outside that ring with two of them against one, because that's when you definitely get hurt, and that's when you get double teamed, and that's when the Sheepherders take their biggest advantage.
They are so good in double teaming, and sometimes even with the aid of their manager, they triple team on their opponents. The New Zealand Sheepherders here in battle, going back in memory lane, here in the Superstars of Capital Sports Promotions, ENG Productions Volume 2, when Jay Youngblood was still alive and was teaming up with his brother Mark in a tremendous battle with the New Zealand Sheepherders, who are currently touring the United States, very successful.
That's right. You notice there, Jay Youngblood, Luke Williams got a side headlock on Jay Youngblood.
Good takedown.
Took him over in a headlock takeover right there.
One of the few times I've seen him use some wrestling holds.
You notice that Jay Youngblood having the presence of mind, knowing that he's on his back. It's a pinning combination, turned right over on his stomach. Great move. He's got to try to get up out of that. There's Butch Miller. He seemed enthused with the fans more than he is in the wrestling action.
He's not old there, Bobby. He's not old there.
They're a few beers short of a six-pack, I'll admit that.
Okay, good side headlock by Luke Williams. Good shoulder tackle. Down goes Jay Youngblood. He drops down. Here comes Luke Williams. He leaps over him. Good move. What a drop kick. Whoa.
And there's a chop right there. And a beautiful arm down takedown by the Youngblood brothers.
Did you see the way that Jay secured the arm?
That's right.
As he was going to take him down. Now the young guys coming into professional wrestling, they want to be fancy, but it's not the fancy moves that get you the win.
No, it's the old standard moves. Get on that body part, keep on that body part. Whatever you do, go back that body part. And there, as you can see, Mark Youngblood, the younger of the Youngblood brothers, has learned that lesson too. He went right back to that arm, and he got the Sheepherders definitely reeling right now.
Shoulder first into the top. Turnbuckle, here goes for the cover. But from the outside, Butch Miller reaches in.
That's one thing about tag team wrestling, Hugo Savinovich. You definitely have to worry about that man on the outside. You get covered too close to that rope, so you know somebody's going to come in there and pull you off. And there's that Mark Youngblood right back that left arm of Luke Williams. And it looks like Luke Williams is taking his toll right now. He's starting to get down. Now there's a nice tag. Keep the fresh man in the ring and keep that arm numb. Get it numb and just keep working on it.
From the second rope, double tomahawk chop. And boy, did he get Butch Miller off guard.
That's right. Now he has a chance to pin without the man pulling him off. He didn't secure that leg. That's the reason that Jay Youngblood did not get the pin.
First time I saw Jay Youngblood wrestle was in New Mexico, and he shocked me. He was so fast. He had so much ring psychology. He knew how to wear down his opponent. Fast wrestler. And at that time, I really used to see his father in a lot of his matches.
That's right.
He will go back into the dressing room and just coach him through the mistakes he made. Whenever he saw that he probably gave to himself a little bit wide open when he came into his opponent. And I think that's the secret of the Youngbloods. The father coached them throughout their early years, and then he just told them, you're on your own.
That's right. The father was Jay's tag team partner for many, many years until Jay went out on his own. And then when Jay went out on his own, he teamed with Ricky Steamboat, as everybody knows, in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then now he's back teamed with his brother Mark. And it's just a great tag team family. And then the brother Chris came along the scene after Jay so unfortunately died. And they've kept the tradition alive, and alive very well, I might add. And like I say, there's that Jay Youngblood's experience. Right back to that left arm, continually pounding on that left arm and tagging the fresh man in all the time.
You know that the Indians believe in the spiritual power and the spiritual will. And talking to Chris and to Mark in one of the interviews we did for our wrestling programs here in Puerto Rico and South America, they said that even though Jay is gone, you know, he's dead, he died, that the spirit of Jay Youngblood still guides him throughout the matches on tough times. Okay, double teamwork here by the Sheepherders. They are known for those tactics.
That's right. That's one thing you got to remember, Hugo Savinovich. Those sheepherders are unpredictable. They'll come in the ring at any time, and they'll open up with all cannons going. It's like right now as Butch Miller's doing, just punching, kicking, gouging, and he's trying to hurt you, brother. He's trying to get you down for a 3 count.
Wow.
What an elbow, huh?
He got him coming in. He hooks the leg, goes for the pin. Not enough for the cover.
That's right. Now, Butch Miller, he's arguing that referee. He shouldn't be arguing that referee. He should be right back on him. There's a big, tremendous boot in the solar plexus.
That tank.
Another boot in the back of the head.
Look at him. He's like a tank coming in there, hurting his opponent. He loves to do some damage on his opponents.
There's Luke Williams putting that elbow up on a turnbuckle. Butch Miller run his head in there. And you notice, I think Butch Miller used to be in a marching band. See how he marched around that ring? Front face lock.
Okay, so he was in a rugby team, and now you said that he was in a marching band.
Well, the way he marches around the ring, I think so, don't you? Tremendous right hand by Luke Williams, knocked Mark Youngblood right out of the ring, and he goes right out after him. But there's his brother, ever-present brother right there. Now he's fighting the brother on the outside.
Well, good move by Jay, protecting his brother. But where is Butch Miller?
Butch Miller just hit him with a chair, ladies and gentlemen. Just hit Mark Youngblood with a chair.
What a hit.
See, that's what the Sheepherders are good at doing. They're good at distracting people and then attacking that unmanned man over there. And like you said, right there, Hugo Savinovich, Butch Miller got a chair, and boy, he just let him have it right over the top of the head.
Okay, referee on top of the ring. Things are not looking too well for the Youngbloods. But they knew they were going to be in a tough battle with the Sheepherders.
Now you notice Butch Miller over here hanging around the railing over here. I wonder what he's looking for.
He's probably looking for...
Well, there's another chair right there on the right of him, as you see.
Jay to move out of that area so he could take advantage of Mark on the outside. Meanwhile, the Sheepherders continue to do battle.
There's that chair again. Butch Miller hit him again, right on the back of the head. That'll put the lights out in
now
Georgia.
Jay can't stand this anymore.
Oh, right on the head.
Home run, baby.
Oh, and he hit him again on top of that railing. Now he's going after Luke Williams with the chair.
Okay, referee having a tough time controlling this match. Okay, chair is removed from the ring. Meanwhile, Jay gets thrown out the hard way. Now it's Mark in trouble, and also Jay, and here comes the Sheepherders.
That's right, there's Butch Miller with a thrust to the throat of Mark Youngblood. That's right there. There's the manager hitting him in the back of the head with the flagpole. Now you see Ricky Vargas has definitely lost his temper. He's out there telling the manager if it doesn't quit.
Disqualify the Sheepherders.
I think he should disqualify the Youngbloods for attacking the Sheepherders myself.
Well, that's your opinion, and let's see what the official in this match does.
Well, I don't know, but I'll tell you something right now. This match has completely been out of control for the last 4 or 5 minutes, and it's just been absolute mayhem. The referee can't control it. I think you got to get 2 or 3 referees.
Okay, the action continues, and we see here as Mark Youngblood continues to be punished by the Sheepherders. Butch Miller distracting Jay Youngblood from the inside of the ring. Luke Williams doing some heavy punching.
Now Jay Youngblood's got a chair chasing Butch Miller around the ring there. You see that?
Okay, Mark Youngblood doing the Indian war dance.
They're on the warpath, Hugo. They're on the warpath. He's in the ring.
Okay, here we go. Wow, tomahawk chop. He moves around the ring, connects well. Another one. Whoa. Mark Youngblood circles around. The Sheepherder, he connects also on Butch Miller. The fans love it. Here's the tag, and here comes Jay.
And Jay's coming in, taking over right where Mark left off, and he's pounding on the Sheepherders. He's definitely here. He gets ready to throw a big right hand.
Dance going. He's got him. 1. 2 seconds.
Got to wrap that leg up, Hugo, as we said so far along the show. And here we go, big chop right off the ropes right there.
Okay, here comes Butch Miller to the rescue, but
all
now,
4 in the ring right now.
Okay, now referee is completely confused. 4 men in the ring. Now this is a war going on. Okay, here goes Mark outside the ring with Butch Miller. Inside is Luke Williams, and Mark's got it. Now the referee is not counting here. And look out, here comes Butch Miller. Referee outside.
Well, the man was pinned right there. As you saw, Hugo Savinovich, the man was pinned. Luke Williams was pinned. Beautiful drop kick over the top rope to the floor.
And now the Youngbloods are back in control. Okay, Jay.
A double stretch on Luke Williams in the middle of the ring. Where's the referee?
Meanwhile, Mark's got Butch Miller in trouble. Seems like the referee was not.
Now what's he gonna do? Hit the manager? Oh, look at Butch Miller going up the top rope behind the referee's back and behind Jay Youngblood's back on the top rope.
Whoa!
Tremendous blow to the back of the head.
Of the neck. It's lights out for Jay Youngblood, who had Luke Williams ready for submission. Referee's counting. 3 seconds.
It's over. 1, 2, 3, Hugo.
Well, the Sheepherders did not deserve the victory, but it seems like they have pulled out a very controversial win here over the Youngbloods.
Well, Hugo, let's go back and take a look at that tremendous elbow by Butch Miller off the top rope on the back of Jay Youngblood's back. As he was turning, it had Luke Williams in a double stretch.
Okay, fans, we're back here as the Youngbloods are upset, and we cannot blame them. And they are taking revenge here on the Sheepherders. What a very tough outing for the Youngbloods.
They've got the flag, Hugo. They've got the New Zealand flag. Look at that. They just got the New Zealand flag by the use of a chair.
Well, it was a great experience to see this match of the man that was a great wrestler, a great human being, Jay Youngblood, and his brother Mark.
That's right. You know, Hugo Savinovich, right there, the Sheepherders go back trying to get their flag. They got that flagpole all right across the back of the neck.
But here comes Youngblood. Mark comes to help his brother. Jay and Mark always helping each other.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Jay and Mark Youngblood from down history lane. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back to talk about the main event. And for you people that didn't think that I was a cowboy, here's a little living proof, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, fans, he asked for this insert of in this video, and you know, when a man has the whip and waits what Bobby waits and has hurt so many people as he has hurt, well, you have to be quiet about it and just try to get the job done. And believe me, this has been a very tough experience. Main event coming up, Bobby.
That's right. Carlos Colon versus the Iron Sheik. Everybody in wrestling knows of Carlos Colon, the Universal Heavyweight Champion, and everybody knows about the Iron Sheik and just how big and bad he is.
This match taking place at the Roberto Clemente Coliseum, a packed house, 2 top stars in a battle for the Universal Championship. Bobby, let's go to the action.
That's right. Let's go to it right now.
Okay, a sellout crowd here in San Juan, Puerto Rico, waiting for the entrance of the challenger, the man from Tehran, Iran, the Iron Sheik.
That's right. You know something, Hugo Savinovich? The Sheik and Carlos Colon had been feuding all over Puerto Rico, and have finally come to Roberto Clemente Coliseum right here at San Juan. And brother, let me tell you, this match was something that they're still talking about today in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Okay, as we wait for the entrance of the challenger, he's coming in.
As you know, Hugo Savinovich, these people here definitely know that the Iron Sheik and Carlos Colon, who is actually a legend in Puerto Rico, Carlos Colon, and here comes it, accompanied by the smoke, and Cheeky Star as manager, probably the greatest manager ever in professional wrestling.
The Iron Sheik. Boy, he loves all the attention that Cheeky Star gives him all the time when he's around him.
Well, let me tell you something. Cheeky Star pays that man good. That man's a good athlete. He's a good wrestler. He's an ex-world champion. And you know something? He loves hurting people.
Well, he has come down to San Juan, Puerto Rico to challenge the Universal Heavyweight Champion of the World Wrestling Council, Carlos Colon. This is the Iron Sheik. little bit about the title, Bobby. Many years ago, Ric Flair, the NWA champion, Carlos Colon, the World Wrestling Council World Champion, went into a battle. The winner of the match was to become the undisputed Universal Champion, recognized by both the World Wrestling Council and the NWA, and the winner in one of the most outstanding matches that we have ever seen was Carlos Colon.
That's right. You know, Carlos Colon, like I said, he's a living legend in Puerto Rico. But not only that, he's known worldwide. Carlos Colon has wrestled in Canada, the United States, and I'll tell you something, he's got a big, huge following from the Puerto Rican wrestling fans. They call him fanaticos in Puerto Rico. But let me tell you something, the Iron Sheik is a man that deserves to be respected. 4 Olympic gold medals, Hugo Savinovich. 4 Olympic gold medals.
Well, he won the gold medal in the Olympics in Mexico in 1968. He won the gold in the Pan Americans. Also,
1972.
That's right.
The man's a great wrestler. And I'll tell you something, this man here is going to test Carlos Colon right here in front of all of Carlos Colon's friends, in front of his family, in front of his people.
Okay, here comes Carlos Colon making his entrance with a Puerto Rican flag.
Tell the people what this song says.
Oh, he says his song says he's proud of being a Boricua, which is another word for Puerto Rican.
That's right. He's proud to be a Puerto Rican.
The song relates the adventures of a Puerto Rican that finally makes it to the big city to conquer the city.
That's right. Now he's got to conquer the Iron Sheik. You notice Carlos Colon's got a colored guard there from the Puerto Rican National Guard here with a Puerto Rican flag. And I'll guarantee you something, he's psyched up. He's ready to go. Here they go, right off the bat, Hugo.
The Iron Sheik wasting no time. Referees Victor Quiñones. Scoop slam by Carlos. And I think the Iron Sheik tried to pin Carlos even before the bell had rang, and Carlos was ready for him.
Well, I'll tell you something, this is a little hypocritical right here by Carlos Colon.
Knocked out.
That's right, but look at Carlos Colon's got his traditional religious headband, and he's hitting him with it. Now, if you see, Carlos Colon's throwing his religious gear outside the ring. That's disrespectful.
Well, why, if it's so religious, why didn't he take it off when he went to attack his opponent?
I think he was going there to shake hands with the man at the beginning of the match to wish him a good match.
You're the only person that could say that, Bobby, because all the fans have seen the way that Iron Sheik went to attack Carlos Colon.
Well, Victor Quiñones, as you can see, now there's Carlos Colon trying to kick Cheeky Star. Victor Quiñones still a little dazed by getting hit in the back there by Iron Sheik, which Carlos Colon threw him into Victor Quiñones, as you know.
Okay, this match is for the Universal Heavyweight Championship of the World Wrestling Council. Carlos Colon, the champion, the Iron Sheik, the challenger. Stock headlock. Irish whips to the ropes. Look at that. He blocks the kick. Spins him over. What a headbutt.
Oh, Carlos Colon is really fired up, ladies and gentlemen. He is really fired up. Here's the Sheik. He's going to pray twice to Allah. No, he's not. Carlos Colon's going to kick him.
I don't think any praise are going to help in this match.
Well,
There's a war here.
This is a war. It's been a war in Puerto Rico for a long time, and it's going to continue for a long time because it doesn't get really settled. These people aren't going to be happy until one of them's crippled and out of wrestling.
When the Iron Sheik came over to Puerto Rico, he was representing another federation, and Carlos Colon was representing the World Wrestling Council. So it was more than just a match, more than just a title match. It was the pride of representing their own prestige in wrestling. And now we see here as the Iron Sheik has taken a foreign object, and Bobby, I hope you do not deny this.
I was looking over here at the other part of the studio, Hugo. I didn't see that. I was looking for Cheeky Star. I didn't really see Sheik's drawstrings are untied, and he's tying them. I think that's what you mistaken for.
Well, I am really happy that you're not the referee in this match. Okay, the Iron Sheik goes back into the ring. I know he moved the object from his boot to the wrestling trunks. Let's see what happens.
Boy, Carlos Colon is just fired up. I haven't seen Carlos Colon this fired up in a long time, except back when he was wrestling Ric Flair for the NWA World title. He took Flair to the limit many times, as you know.
Okay, the Iron Sheik goes outside. He's stalling for time. Carlos Colon kicks him.
Here they go outside the ring. Here they go right outside the ring. Carlos Colon continually beating on the man. Victor Quiñones has got he runs his head right in that triple. The referee has got no control of these two men right now.
Well, referee trying to get the Iron Sheik and Carlos Colon back into the ring. Jam-packed house here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. The Iron Sheik is bleeding now. He has been opened up by Carlos Colon, and now he's biting him right where he's bleeding from.
Oh, this is something that
it's a war.
It's a war. It's a feud.
It might not be a
Carlos Colon does it. Cartwheel, and he's ready to fight.
Blood gushing from
the top of the head of the Sheik.
Look at the blood just going everywhere. Wow. The acrobat from Puerto Rico is here to defend the Universal Championship, and the Sheik wants to take it away from him.
Like I said, Carlos Colon.
Oh, look out. He took the object out. Hit it right on the throat. Right on the Adam's apple. Bobby, you saw it.
Well, I know that he gave him a good right cross and just knocked him down there. And I think Carlos Colon might be in a little bit of trouble here.
Boy, I hope our cameras follow the Iron Sheik to the corner, because I know he's going to attempt to use that object again, and I want the camera to take that shot of that object.
I haven't seen an object yet. I think it's a figment of your imagination. Nice clothesline by the Iron Sheik.
Okay, we might have a pin here. 1, 2.
Iron Sheik is forgetting his basic amateur wrestling move to tie that leg up, Hugo.
Okay, the Iron Sheik, he's bleeding, but he's back in control. Manager Chick, your star outside the ringside area. We have a jam-packed house. Abdominal stretch here.
That's right. And the Iron Sheik, look at that. He is a mask of blood, but he's got the man at a disadvantage, and he's taking it to him. He's trying to make him submit. The referee sitting right there, just waiting to target Carlos Colon to say, no mas, no mas,
Carlos
no more.
is not a quitter. He's a tough wrestler. He's been around for many years. He's a very proud champion, and he's not going to surrender.
A hip toss out of the Donovan stretch right there. He even got Cheeky Star tapping his own head saying, what's going on?
Do you see the blood just pouring out from the head and forehead of the Iron Sheik?
That's right, side salto right here, Hugo Savinovich, side salto.
The Iron Sheik is the king of the suplexes.
That's right. And there he's got it. Oh!
My goodness!
6 inches, Hugo Savinovich. That's all he needed was 6 inches. Cheeky Star is frustrated right now. Cheeky Star is very frustrated right now, as you can see, and it's that's on his face. Here's another suplex by the Sheik, front face lock suplex. Carlos Colon blocked it. He blocked it again. Oh, he got him up. Oh, no, he didn't. Carlos reverses the suplex, and the Sheik is down.
Sheik is down. Good move by Carlos. He follows through on top of the Iron Sheik. He kicks out. Okay, we have a tough battle right here. This is the main event. When we started the tape, Bobby, we told the fans the World Wrestling Council is the hottest in professional wrestling. We have the hottest feuds, and here you don't have to be from the World Wrestling Council to compete. You could be from any federation. If you think you're good, come here and prove it.
That's right. You know something, ladies and gentlemen? Remember, no wrestling library will be full without the superstars of Capital Sports Promotions, as you're seeing right here. Power slam by Carlos Colon.
Did you see the way he took some steps back just to get more leverage? He followed through almost a pinfall. Referee right there on top of the action.
Now there's a good referee. He slides outside the ring. He counts from the outside when next to the rope so he can see all the action.
Okay,
a sleeper hold.
Okay, and for all your kids right now watching with your family, your parents, do not attempt these holds ever, because they could cost the death of any other of your friends, your kids, buddies. They're dangerous holds.
Not only that, don't try any professional wrestling holds on anybody, any of your playmates or classmates.
Not even the most simple hold in professional wrestling.
That's right.
You could break an arm.
But Carlos Colon right back to that sleeper again. He's trying to lock it on. He's trying to get the blood supply to the brain to slow down and put the Iron Sheik out. But I think the Iron Sheik has got a hold of the rope right there, which the referee alertly breaks.
Okay, the Iron Sheik holding on for survival. He's the challenger. Now, he will not win the belt if he goes to the limit with the champion.
No, he's got to pin the champion.
Oh, make him surrender.
That's right. A disqualification. The belt does not change hands. Double count out. You've got to beat the champion. That's what the champion's got going for him.
Okay, Carlos against the turnbuckle. Okay, here we see the Iron Sheik right on the turnbuckle. Good punches by the Puerto Rican grappler. He picks him up. Good body slam. Carlos.
This is Carlos Colon going for his pec maneuver. The figure 4 leg lock, ladies and gentlemen.
He drops right on top of the leg.
Cheeky Star going, no, 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 no.
Fans love it. The Iron Sheik is in trouble. The challenger just about to fall into the famous figure 4 leg lock. And if this happens, it's going to be party time.
There it is.
San Juan, Puerto Rico. Submission hold. The Iron Sheik is not going to be able to escape. He's going to have to surrender, or his legs are going to be broken into.
That's right. You know, the figure 4, one of the most dangerous holds in professional wrestling. The Iron Sheik, the only hope he's got is to reverse the hold and put Carlos Colon on his belly. And as you see, he hasn't got the leverage to do it.
Oh,
Cheeky Star.
He drops the elbow right on top of Carlos. And now he kicks away on Carlos.
Oh, no. Carlos Colon slamming Cheeky Star.
Whoa. Now this disqualification is automatic.
The Sheik just loaded the boot and kicked Carlos Colon. Look at him load that boot.
Okay.
Oh, right in the forehead.
Fans, the match. Okay, this is an automatic disqualification.
But I think that the Sheik don't care. There he just pushed the referee down. His head's busted open. His manager's been body slammed. Now he's going to take Carlos Colon to the limit.
Also now. Carlos
That's
is bleeding. Right. As you saw, the Iron Sheik, he loaded up the boot. And now the champion has retained the title by disqualification. But more important is his life right now.
He's paying the price right now, Hugo Savinovich. He's paying the price on the Sheik's battlefield right now.
And the blood is just gushing from the forehead of Carlos Colon. Look out, Carlos in sad shape now.
And the Sheik is just completely taken Carlos Colon. He's trying to injure the man. The only thing he hasn't done now is gone for the camel clutch. If the man goes to the camel clutch, nobody's going to pull him off that, and he'll injure Carlos Colon's lower back. I think that's what the Sheik is trying to do. He run his head right into that pointed boot toe. Carlos Colon is in
and just look at the
desperate
blood.
situation.
Look at the blood from Carlos' head all over his face now. The Iron Sheik
spitting on the man before he kicks him again. The Iron Sheik, definitely one of oh, here goes a suplex, back, oh, belly to back suplex. Oh no, Carlos Colon is definitely going to be injured.
Well, why didn't he do that when the match was still official?
The Iron Sheik is now going for the camel clutch, his patented hold, the hold that has put many a professional wrestler in the hospital, including Bob Backlund.
Now, this is not fair, Bobby Jaggers. The match is over. He lost by disqualification. Carlos is still the reigning champion. Why does he have to do this?
Hugo Savinovich, you notice the Sheik's head was busted open by Carlos Colon outside the ring. I think the Sheik, his manager, has been body slammed and manhandled by Carlos Colon, and his Sheik is just getting revenge. The referee can't pull him up. Victor Quiones is trying to do everything he can. The count doesn't mean nothing because the match is over. Oh no, Carlos Colon just broke it.
The camel clutch has been broken by Carlos Colon.
That's the first time ever that I've ever seen a man break the camel clutch.
Well,
ever.
He has made a Puerto Rican wrestler very angry, this Iron Sheik. And the fans are on their feet.
Now they're going toe-to-toe, Hugo Savinovich. Look at this. What intestinal fortitude by Carlos Colon right here.
Carlos Colon headspots the Iron Sheik. There is the Acrobat of Puerto Rico. The Iron Sheik outside the ring.
All the way over the top rope to the floor just to beat the man up. Look at that, Hugo Savinovich. Continually pounding on those cuts on his forehead. Continually beating on the man after the punishment he's taken. Carlos Colon, definitely the Universal Champion, and he's taking it all to the Iron Sheik right now.
Even Bobby Jagger is admitting right here the defeat of one Iron Sheik.
Runs his head right into that table. Here goes the championship belt.
The gold belt. And there is your champion. The Universal Champion, Carlos Colon, retains the title on disqualification. What a match. This is the superstars of the World Wrestling Council. Wow, fantastic. Fans, we are very happy that you have bought this videotape, and it's a living proof that Hankman Bobby Jaggers could make anybody have a hard time. And believe me, I'm just glad that this is over, and I hope that the producer of this videotape assigns somebody else to be on video 3 with this guy, because he's a tough partner.
Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Not one video cassette, a library of professional wrestling is complete without number 1 and number 2 of the superstars at Capital Sports Promotions. And I'll guarantee you one thing, ladies and gentlemen. Number 3 is on its way out, and with number 3, you're going to see a lot of me, baby.
Fans all over the world, South America, Central America, Canada, the United States, and Japan, thank you very much for being with us, and be on the lookout for more exciting tapes of the superstars of the World Wrestling Council and Capital Sports Promotions.
Goodbye.